Hello there everyone, Shibby here. Hope everyone out there is doing well and staying back once again with some more Pokemon trading card game pocket ranked matches. Today's video, I wanted to do something a little bit different, so I decided to issue myself a little bit of a challenge. And that challenge is to try to build a deck around each of the Kanto starters and see if we can win some games online with it. So I plan to do about three videos because there's 3 starters. We're going to do a Venusaur deck, a Charizard deck, and a Blastoise deck, but I figured I would start things off with Venusaur because Bulbasaur is number 1 in the Pokedex. So why not go that route? So this is the way I've kind of opted to try to build this Venusaur deck and see if we can survive online with it. We're doing Venusaur EX and Leafeon EX. We're going to use Leafeon EX to try to build up Venusaur in the background and then try to come in and sweep with Venusaur. Now there is a couple downsides to this deck. Obviously, Venusaur doesn't hit as hard as Blastoise or Charizard, but it can heal itself. So we're going to try to lean into the tankiness of Venusaur with a bunch of healing items and stuff to see if we can just outlast our opponents here. But if you're curious, I will have the entire deck list in the description of the video below. And I'll also try to go through my game plan, I guess, a little more when we get into some matches here if I didn't already describe it enough already. But yeah, that's enough for rambling, and let's see if we can get some damage done with Venusaur here. Alrighty, looks like I have found my first opponent here, and we do get the good fortune of going second, so we can get started a little bit quick here. Now, no Bulbasaur or Venusaur in our hand. We do have Eevee and Leafeon, so not the worst thing in the entire world. Now, ideally, in an ideal world, you want to start out with Eevee in your main spot and already have Bulbasaur in your hand and Venusaur in a rare candy if the stars align correctly. Now, Oricorio can definitely complicate things because once we have an EX out on the field, we can't actually hurt this thing. So it might behoove me, if they don't play anything else on their bench, to switch Oricorio in and see if we can KO it with Eevee. That is the one downfall to this deck. But we do get our Bulbasaur, which is nice. And we're going to energy into Eevee. Play our Pokeball, see if we can get another Eevee or Bulbasaur. We do get our other Bulbasaur, which is nice. So I am going to go ahead, burn Sabrina here, get Oricorio in. Oricorio doesn't need 2 energy to attack. And we're going to have to run them the risk of building up to Magnezone. So I'm going to hope for 4 heads here, but that probably won't happen. We get 1, 2, 3. Well, I almost spoke it into existence here. Alright, Oricorio is almost down. But no my luck, next turn I won't get a heads at all. So I don't want to evolve because then I can't KO Oricorio. And we do need to get rid of it. And we don't have Venusaur or anything like that anyway. Alright, they opt to leave Oricorio out, so I need 2 heads now to KO it. Alright, we got our Venusaur. So a rare candy would actually be pretty nice here. We get a Pokeball and a Lillie to heal our Venusaur. Alright, let's get Pokeball out here, and we get our other Eevee. Okay, so I'm going to put an energy into the full art Bulbasaur here. I'm not going to evolve just yet. We're going to try to get rid of this Oricorio, and we do. Okay. Now, Magneton and Magnezone are going to be a problem, but we have a little more breathing room, and we can evolve and attack immediately with Leafeon. So that is good. We get rid of the biggest pain in the ass. Oricorio does make it kind of hard to play EXs, which is nice to have some counterplay to that. And there's another one. But that's actually okay, because we're going to KO this Magnemite. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get our boss monster out. Let's get Venusaur here. And I'm probably not going to put energy into Venusaur this turn. Instead of what I'm going to opt to do is charge up Leafeon here just so we can get it ready to attack. And we'll Solar Beam this bad boy. Now, I do kind of have to wait to draw into my other Sabrina to play around this Oricorio. So Oricorio is a problem. And they got Magneton back there. Now they can't attack yet with Oricorio either. But they do have to switch Oricorio out to bring Magnezone in. Alright, we get an Ivysaur, so we'll build Ivysaur up. And, I think what I'm going to actually do is opt to build Ivysaur so I can get rid of Oricorio. And I will attack just to feel something. Okay, so we can't evolve that Ivysaur. We need to keep it alive just to assure I have a way to take Oricorio out. Now, again, they have to tag in Magnezone to actually do any damage to me. So what we're going to do is use Force Breath on this Venusaur. Retreat into our Ivysaur to put some pressure on them to have to bring Magneton in. And then I will evolve this one into Venusaur and take out Magneton if the stars align correctly. That's presuming they don't have Magnezone. If they have Magnezone already, then they're just going to switch out and take out my Ivysaur in one shot. So we're going to have to kind of hope that they bricked here. But let's see what they opt to do. But as long as they're taking the think, they may not have what they need. All right, we're going to get a timeout. Yes, no, maybe so. All right, pal, what will you do against this Ivysaur that is sitting before you? All right, they're going to opt to swap. They could still have their Magnezone for all I know. All right, they're going to heal Oricorio. But that really doesn't really do anything for them. They Volt Charge. I'm getting ready to run out of time. Okay, so they actually don't have enough. Okay. All right, well, what we're going to do, I still, just for emergency reasons, want to leave that Eevee alone. Going to energy into Ivysaur. And we hit our second Venusaur here. We're going to heal and feel. And we're going to get rid of this Magneton. And down it goes. Now, if they had Magnezone, that could have got a little bit of sauce, got a little bit saucy there, but thankfully they did not. And we managed to get a win on the board with Venusaur here. I don't know if we're able to keep the streak alive or not, but maybe, just maybe, if we get hands like that, then possibly we can. But good games to that opponent. I'll be back when I find my next match. Alrighty, looks like I found my next opponent here. Now we do have the misfortune of going first in this round, but we'll see if we can overcome that. Start with Bulbasaur, which I don't like, but we do have our whole Venusaur line here, and I guess we're going up against Solgalario, whatever the hell that lion's name is. I'm bad at pronouncing names. Alright, now we get our Eevee, which is nice, and I can't do anything, so yeah, we're gonna have to let them take their turn here. Now, hopefully they do not have a combination of they can't do it this turn, but if they have Rare Candy in their hand, then this is gonna be a clean sweep for them. All right, they put the Rocky Helmet on Cosmog. I can't attack next turn anyway, so all right. Oh, we have our Rare Candy actually. That is very good. So they can't actually get one shot, which is nice. But we are going to need time to build up the Mad Lad Giga Chad. And that's all I can do. I'd like to get some of my healing items in my hand now, though. I am running 2 Erikas and 2 Lillies that we're very clearly going to need, because I'm probably not going to get a chance to build Venusaur up, because they've already got their Solgaleo built up. I can't really get Venusaur out, which is unfortunate. Alright, well, we're going to lose our Venusaur next turn. So there is that. This is the big flaw with Venusaur, is that it just takes a long time to get built. And if you're going in a first position, it just takes that much longer to get built, and you're on the back foot, unfortunately. Alright, so what do I need? How many heads do I need to kill this bad boy? Hey, there's a Lillie I could use a turn ago. Alright. Well, I guess we'll put an energy into Ivysaur. Alright, well, I need... I'm not good at math. 8 heads. We got 1. And we got 1. Alright, well, that's game over. And we get hit by the Rocky Helmet just to add insult to injury. And, well, they don't really have to do much of anything other than attack again. And down goes our Eevee. Well, unfortunately, we drop our second game with the Venusaur deck, which was bound to happen eventually. They were just able to get started much faster than I could. Hopefully, in the future, we can hopefully have luck go a little bit our way a little bit. But good games to the opponent, and I'll be back when I find my next match. Alrighty, looks like I found my next opponent here, and we get to go second once again, which will make things a little bit easier. Alright, we got an Eevee, 2 rare candies, but no sign of Bulbasaur or Venusaur, so we'll do what we can here. And looks like we're going up against another Solgaleo deck, so I think I'm going to say that probably 20 different ways, and none of them will be right. Alright, they're going to oak it up. Play Pokeball, probably another Cosmog. Am I right or am I right? Another Pokeball. What are you running alongside it here? Skarmory, maybe? Dialga, maybe? I don't know. Arceus. Okay, interesting. Was not expecting the Arceus cameo here. Arceus and Dialga. Okay. And Bidoof. What an assortment of creatures. Alright, they're gonna put a cape on the Cosmog. Alright, we get a Leafeon, which is nice. So we can at least start doing some damage with Eevee if we can. But hopefully this will net me a Bulbasaur and a Venusaur. It got me another Oak and a Sabrina. Alright. Well, next turn I can start swinging with Eevee at the very least. Or with Leafeon, excuse me. Alright, well, we had the advantage of them not being able to play any energy on the first turn. But all Cosmog can do is teleport unless they got a rare candy. They got the Barabelle, but it's going to take some time to build that bad boy up. Alright, they're going to peace out. Who are they going to bring in? Dialga. Alright, it's going to take me 3 turns to KO Dialga, unfortunately. Alright, we do get Bulbasaur, which is very nice. And let's go ahead and get Leafeon out onto the field. Go ahead and just place an energy and do Force Breath so it can be ready to attack. Go ahead and add that onto Leafeon, and hopefully this will net me a Venusaur. And it did. Got me my shiny Venusaur. Alright. Put Eevee onto the field, and we're going to start swinging. Now, it's going to take me 2 turns to get this Venusaur built up. But once it's built up, the work can't be undone. Alright. It's such a random assortment of Pokemon. I'm actually surprised they were able to draw into Beerbell so quickly. Alright, they're gonna energy in Dialga. Okay, we get another Venusaur, which is cool. You never have too many Venusaurs. Alright, we play our rare candy. And let's get the special shiny one out, which is just more green. Alright, we'll play Force Breath. Go ahead and boost up Venusaur here. And we're going to swing on Dialga. Now, does he try to boost something with Metallic Turbo, or does he retreat? What will you opt to do, my friend? Right there, we're going to swing. Now, we do have an Erika in hand, but I think I want to save that for Venusaur. Alright, let's get Venusaur built up. And we'll swing one more time with Leafeon. And let it carry the weight here. Alright, they might have their Solgaleo in hand, which will KO the Leafeon we got sitting here. Alright, they do have Solgaleo. And Rayquaza. What an assortment of shit. They do have all the fancy versions, though. Alright, we lose our Leafeon, which I don't like. But we bring in Venusaur. We've got an Erika in hand. I'd like to see either another Erika or a Lillie here for some comfort. But nay on this day. Alright, we got a Bulbasaur here. We're going to play it. Put energy into said Bulbasaur, because we do have another rare candy here. But I am going to Sabrina in something. In hindsight, they'll probably bring in Bearbell because they can retreat it next turn. I didn't think about that. But I do run 2 Cyruses in this, so if I can draw into Cyrus, we're in business. Alright, now obviously they're going to tag out into Solgaleo. Or they're going to put a Poison Barb into Rayquaza. Actually, they don't need to play an energy. I forgot that Solgaleo's whole thing is that he can just come right back in. Alright, we're going to get Pop for 120 here, but it does 10 to itself. Alright, we get a Lillie, which is actually very, very good. Alright, let's play Ivysaur. Alright, so we're going to play... Why did I play Ivysaur when I could just evolve straight into Venusaur? I'll never know. Play Lillie, heal for 60, and then we're going to heal for another 30 with Venusaur here. So they are put into the position of having to tag unless they can heal. They also have a Lillie. Alright, so I need a Cyrus is what I need. And I got a Pokeball, which is, in fact, not Cyrus. Okay. Play our Pokeball. I don't think there's really anything for me to get. Alright, so let's do some quick math here. So if I heal for 50, that'll put me at 90 health. And then healing for 30 puts me right at 120. So I will just get KO'd by a Solgaleo. So what we're going to have to do is retreat here. Bring in Venusaur numero dos. Pop for 60 and hope they don't have a Cyrus. Or Sabrina. Both would be bad. Alright, we get down to 70. We can one-shot it next turn, even with a Nurse Joy. Excuse me there. Alright, Nurse Joy doesn't scare me, but they could have a potion on top of this. Rocky Helmet on Arceus. And they conceded. Okay. Well, they probably could have dragged that out if they really wanted to, but I will take the win where I could get it. But the long game does kind of lean more into Venusaur, so I will gladly take. But a good game to the opponent, and I will go find one more match. Alright, looks like I found my final opponent here, and we do have the good fortune of going second once again, but not the order of operations that I want. I would have liked to have seen Eevee, or at least a rare candy and a Venusaur in my hand, but we don't always get what we want. And we're going up against Darkrai. Alright, so this is no good. We can't get hit immediately, which is nice. But we do have the type advantage. It's just a matter of getting built up. And we need 2 energy to even swing with Bulbasaur. 3 energy to swing with Ivysaur. Alright, we do have an Oak in hand, and I do have an Erika, so I can drag out a little. Alright, we get another Oak. Alright, Rare Candy and Venusaur. Lillie and Rare Candy. Okay, we're getting closer. But I can't attack, and I don't have any other basics. But we can't attack next turn. They're going to oak it up as well. Are they running Crobat? But does Crobat work with normal Arceus? I thought it needed to be Arceus EX for that to work, but maybe not. Alright, we got Sabrina. Mix another energy into Bulbasaur. Give me Venusaur. Leafeon and another rare candy. Alright, who knows where Venusaur may be? But it's not here. So we're going to go ahead and evolve into Ivysaur and bide our time. Okay, so we get hit with Darkrai. And hopefully, and they got their Crobat. Does that work? Or maybe they are also running Arceus EX. Show me this. Oh, this is Arceus or Arceus EX, so I guess I can get popped for 30 here. I thought it had to be Arceus EX. Alright, well, we are in trouble if I don't draw Venusaur. Because I'm going to get one shot by Darkrai. And when I needed him most, he answered. Alright. Let's get our big boy out here. Let's get an energy into him. And let's spend Erika first, since she heals for 10 less. And we're going to just go ahead and attack into Darkrai so I can KO it next turn. Alright, but they don't have anything on the bench that can really threaten me. Most of their damage has to come from Darkrai. So if I can get the boss monster out of the way, we might be in okay shape. I do not want two Crobats back there hitting me for 60 a turn. Alright, it's going to take us down to 20 health. Alright, thankfully they didn't have a red. Alright, well, we get an Eevee, which is nice, so we can survive for a little bit. Alright. We're going to play Lillie here. And this will get me back up to 110, but we'll drop back down to 90 because of the Rocky Helm. Alright, they're going to bring Crobat to the forefront. Now, Darkest Fang will hit me for 50. I just have to hope they don't have their other Crobat. Please don't have your other Crobat. No, instead they got another Darkrai. Alright, we do live to fight another day. Get this Pokeball out here. Alright, we got Bulbasaur. Gonna play Leafeon. And I'm gonna put an energy into Leafeon. Can't activate 4. Oh, it's gotta be in the active spot. I'm stupid. Well, next turn you will be, so don't worry about it. Alright, yeah, we'll just let Venusaur die a hero's death. Alright, they got their second Crobat, so I'm gonna get popped for 80 here. Alright, they're gonna opt to tag. But now I really need Cyrus. That would make my life significantly easier here. Let's bring Leafeon to the forefront. We can attack this turn, which is nice. I got another Erika. Alright, we activate Force Breath. Put it on our Leafeon. Now I could make him Sabrina something in. Which I think I will. I think that's the best bet to not get hit for the 50 from Crobat. It will take him 2 energy to get Arceus out. And they have to spend an energy next turn to get Darkrai out. So we're going to hit him for 90 here. Now we'll get popped for 80, but they can't straight up attack unless they have a Leaf or an X-Speed. Well, I take that back. They can absolutely attack with the Crobat back there because they're just going to retreat Darkrai out. Yeah, I didn't take that into account. Forgot that Crobat back there had an energy into it already. Well, that was unfortunate. Tried to play the long game, but it did not quite work in my favor. But I guess an okay showing for Venusaur. I probably made some bad decisions along the way that probably could have made it win a little bit more, but that's neither here nor there, I guess. What was it, 2-2 on the day for Venusaur here, so not too bad. Not too bad at all. But yeah, like I said, I do plan on doing the rest of the Kanto starters as well. I think I'm going to do Blastoise next because I admittedly play Charizard all the time anyway. So we'll do Blastoise next and see if Blastoise can do a little bit better, or if I can build a deck around Blastoise that will perform better. But anyway, good games, opponent. If you made this far in the video, do thank you for watching. Like, subscribe if you like it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.